And I really want to start with a statement that you're emotional, and that's okay, because I'm emotional and we're inherently emotional human beings. And why does that matter to us? Why do we obsess over this as customers or as marketers? It's because we want the brands that we shop to recognize that. We want brands that know us, that understand us, that listen to us, that connect with us on that emotional level, and will evolve with us as we evolve as humans and consumers. In fact, we know that consumers with an emotional connection to brands have a 306 higher lifetime value than other customers. And these intrinsic motivators are what drive our customers to refer their friends and their partners and their family members to buy from the brands, because they are emotionally connected and invested with these brands. They want to shout from the rooftops and share their alignment with the brands, because of the experiences that you've created for them that give your customers that sense of autonomy and control, the sense of connectedness and relatedness, that sense of competence and rationality in their purchase decisions. And we know that 70% of e-commerce shoppers buy from a brand once and they never buy again. That can be daunting. That's why it's easy for us to treat them as a transaction and to really focus on acquisition. When our CPAs could be ballooning out of control, our growth could stall or plateau. But it always comes back to our brand. What do we stand for? What do you want as a human and as a consumer? What do your customers want? And your relationship with your customers, as we know, should be these three things: personal, continuous, and equal parts debit and credit. And that's why we have to dive deep and self-reflect about what we stand for as a brand and what makes a good, great, stellar customer from our eyes and our segmentation, so we can build out an effective loyalty and or referral program that your solution should be able to power and that your partner should be able to help you execute on. And so personal is really what it sounds like. And continuous means thinking deeply about the entire pre and post buyer journey, creating those touch points, the communications, the experiences, the rewardable events that encourage those 70% of shoppers to come back and buy again and create that brand affinity and that feeling of emotional connectedness with the brand. And for equal parts of debit and credit, this one is one of my favorite ones. It's thinking about your continuous communications, and again, those experiences and those rewardable events and the surprise and delight campaigns throughout their entire life cycle. How often are you asking for a buy ask? Meaning, like, how often are you asking for a debit? And in turn, look at how often you're giving back, giving them a credit by showing gratitude and appreciation and giving them control, which is what we want, that autonomy as humans. Are you providing them with helpful content that I can consume and self-educate, learn more about the brand, or how you build out collections of apparel? Are you allowing them to autonomously control and pause a subscription and then surprising and delighting them with a reward for taking that control? Are you offering them VIP access to drops, exclusive collaborations and collections or events that they would feel appreciated for outside of just that purchase decision? And so tying it back to loyalty, this feeling of connectedness, control, competence, autonomy, thoughtful loyalty programs reward your customers for behavior outside of making a purchase, or opting them into a member tier based on purchase history. Loyalty programs, I believe, are the purest manifestation and expression of these three pillars: personal and continuous and equal parts debit and credit. I believe what you want to look for in a solution and a partner is a solution that can power a customized experience, a customized front-end experience for your consumers that they'll love through the design. A program must fit into your brand guidelines and down to the font libraries and your color schemes, and power those experiences that you want to create that continuous experience for your consumers throughout their entire life cycle across your various customer segments. You should have a partner, you should have a solution as well as a partner that brings expertise on the team, in the solution, in various categories, so they can offer compelling insights, the building blocks and fundamentals for your category or your segmentation, but also be an extension of your team and offer that expertise and help you optimize your loyalty program, your reward engine for performance based on your company initiatives. So why do brands implement loyalty programs? We know it's about retention. We know it's about growing lifetime value, but how do they do that? I want to go through a few stats and some of the fundamentals. 79% of consumers say loyalty programs make them more likely to continue doing business with brands. 73% of consumers are more likely to recommend brands with great loyalty programs, meaning you're going to inherently increase your acquisition through those referrals and those rewardable events. My wife isn't the biggest fan of Starbucks. She has a great palate, a better palate than me. She thinks their French roast tastes like burnt coffee, which it may or may not taste like, but she loves the loyalty program. And I get a notification in the app whenever she's purchasing. And it's that thoughtful program they've implemented that keeps bringing her back because they've gamified it for her. Brands that design and execute on thoughtful loyalty programs grow 2.5 times faster than other companies and other brands. You can use rewards programs to jumpstart new product sales within different customer segments. You can use reward programs to reward folks for giving you more information about what would be an impactful loyalty program for them and continue to optimize your loyalty programs. So getting into that fourth bullet point, capturing that first party data, which is more and more difficult nowadays because of privacy regulations, can be critical to your success, knowing your customers, segmenting your customers, creating the experiences that connect with them on that emotional level so you can optimize your program and give them a reward. It's a win for the consumer, a win for you, and that solution should be able to power that. So I've gone over some of these stats today on the left. On the right, just to reinforce this, loyalty programs, when thoughtfully designed and executed, will allow your customers to choose your product and service over and over again. We'll be getting into some tactical examples of that. They're going to be your biggest advocates. What we see in the data, in 11 years of data that's benchmarked by category and by industry, based on other metrics like AOV and monthly unique visitors, they're going to refer other new customers to your business, which will be your most profitable customer base in terms of AOV and low CPA and lifetime value. And the numbers really don't lie in the data that we see. So what type of loyalty program is right for you, for your marketing team, for your customer segments and your consumers, and based on your category? Whether you want to reward your customers to be able to accumulate store credit or account credit where they can redeem for a larger purchase, or reward customers based on custom events that are relevant to their industry or their interests, there are 3 fundamental building blocks that we see in all loyalty solutions that could be more relevant for a category or the segmentation. And we want to demystify that for you. So point-based, tier-based, and value-based, what do those mean in your design and execution? So point-based programs are really some of the most common programs that we see out there, where you allow your customers to earn points with their purchases that they can redeem toward credit towards their next purchase or other types of perks. And these are what we see generally ideal programs that encourage frequent purchases maybe lower AOV, high frequency purchase. And so these are great applications for that. When we get into tier-based program structures, it's really a loyalty program where members earn different program benefits depending on their rank within the program. And so the higher the rank, the bigger the reward. And these are very common. You see these in hospitality and travel, like Alaska Airlines, Southwest, Delta. But we're seeing a trend also of applying tier-based programs for e-commerce brands, and that's becoming more common. And then you have value-based. And this one, to me personally, because of who I am, is the most interesting. It's an ideal program for businesses that want to connect with customers on a deeper level. The program doesn't necessarily or directly reward the customer in a point or tiered-based way, but it can convince them to repeat purchase from your brand based on charitable donations or offering them content where your mission can permeate throughout that content, and they can tie their own personal values back to your mission, to what you stand for as a brand. And these become really creative and create that sense of connectedness.